When the Los Angeles Lakers drafted him back in 2014, he was thought of as the next in line among the lengthy history of greats in the purple and gold. It didn't quite work out in his first Laker stint. But he might get another chance at winning the hearts of Lakerland by becoming a big piece next to LeBron. So, are the Lakers even eyeing a potential reunion with Julius Randle? Let's get deep into this, but before going straight to the content, here is the brand new information on the channel is that 3 lucky winners will get a chance to win PS5. Only you have to just comment your views on this trade in the comment section below. Let's start today's topic. Amid the latter years of Kobe Bryant's career in 2014, the 27-win the Lakers selected Julius Randle with the 7th pick in the NBA draft. That draft featured guys like Joel Embiid, Andrew Wiggins, Zach LaVine, and Marcus Smart. But going to an organization like the Lakers meant expectations in a bright Hollywood spotlight, and comparisons to some of the greatest players ever, including Julius Randle. For Randle, he got the unique opportunity to share the same locker room with the late, great Kobe Bryant. He would get the chance to play alongside Kobe and have the rare opportunity to soak up all the intense mindset of the Mamba. But for his welcome to the NBA moment, Randle, just a few quarters of action into his NBA career, broke his leg. That would, of course, keep him out for the rest of his rookie season. Along roughly the same lines, Kobe himself battled an enormous number of injuries in the last 3 or 4 years of his career. So, the Lakers went from seeing Kobe's body break down on him for several, to immediately watch their youngest new star go down with a potentially career-riveting injury. But as hope lingered for LA, as for awaiting the return of Randle, he came back the next season and gave several glimpses of the player he was destined to become. Even better was that he played in 81 games that season in 2015 and averaged better than 11 points per game. A source of excitement in what was about to become the post-Kobe era after the season ended. Randle's production increased significantly in his 3rd season in the league. He remained mostly healthy throughout the season, all while boosting his scoring average again. And he improved his field goal percentage from 42% to better than 48% in his sophomore season. No one would have guessed it at the time, but the 2017 season would become the last season, at least for now, for Randle and the Lakers. Randle had career highs across the board on a team that boasted their most recent lottery pick, Lonzo Ball. The Lakers appeared to be a long way from being a legitimate Western Conference contender. But Randle's rising stardom, combined with 2017 draftees Lonzo Ball, Kyle Kuzma, and promising wing Brandon Ingram, gave fans hope that a new era of Showtime was on the way. But then came a turning point. Just one day after the whole NBA world and, more importantly, the city of LA. The fans went into a frenzy when LeBron James announced that he would be signing with the Lakers as a free agent in 2018. The Lakers and Randle ensuingly went in different directions, for reasons that are still a bit unclear to this day. According to ESPN, the Lakers weren't interested in making a longer-term commitment to the promising young Randle. Perhaps it had something to do with Randle's being a similar style player to LeBron and that they wanted to move forward with Ingram, Ball, and Kyle Kuzma instead, but who knows, honestly. Julius Randle was now a New Orleans Pelican, which is weird considering that just a season later, the Lakers would give up the rest of their youngsters to the same Pelicans team for Anthony Davis. Nonetheless, the Lakers then proceeded to make some interesting additions to the roster signing. LeBron's roster includes guys like LeBron's nemesis Lance Stevenson, veteran big man Javel McGee, journeyman Michael Beasley, and LeBron's longtime rival, Rajon Rondo. The Lakers went on to have a pretty abysmal year thanks in large part to injuries, while Randle elevated his game to all-star caliber. In 2018, Randle scored more than 21 points per game and added a serviceable 3-point shot to his game. But as a free agent in 2019, Randle chose the Knicks as his next landing spot, and a place where his career and legacy could take off. He was the prize of that free agency for a Knicks team starved of superstar talent. Following the 2020-21 season, Randle exploded in offensive and defensive production. His play went from all-star caliber to all-NBA equivalent thanks to a career high in points, rebounds, and even assists. Randle, midway through the 2020-21 season, was ranked third in the league in defensive rating, which helped the Knicks finally trample up the Eastern Conference rankings as a playoff seed for the first time in years. In an abbreviated NBA season, Randle led the Knicks to the 4th seed in the conference. That one season convinced the Knicks that Randle was their guy for the long haul. They gave Randle a 4-year extension amounting to $117 million with incentives. Randle's Super 2020 season rewarded him with an All-Star nod, an All-NBA second-team selection, and Most Improved Player honors. But the very next season, Randle's numbers took a pretty precipitous plunge across the board. What was even more glaring was that his three-point percentage took an enormous hit from a career-best 41% in 2020 to a very pedestrian 30% in 2021. And the Knicks returned to their losing ways, winning only 37 games as Eastern Conference bottom feeders. This, in turn, sparked some debate about Randle's recent extension. His salary leaped but his numbers sank. Is he the player the Knicks want to bet their future on moving forward? That huge contract the Knicks gave him can't be rescinded. Randle is fully guaranteed the entire amount. So, the Knicks might be prepared to move him. After the Knicks landed free agent guard Jalen Brunson from the Dallas Mavericks, it's clear where the Knicks are headed in their plans for the team. According to multiple reports, the Knicks and the Utah Jazz have been in contact for quite some time. In recent weeks regarding a potential trade for Jazz star Donovan Mitchell, pairing him with Brunson in the Knicks backcourt if the theoretical trade is successful. The kicker is that the Knicks, according to sources, would only actively entertain a trade. Randle if, and only if, the Knicks can strike a deal to acquire Mitchell from the Jazz. And while it remains uncertain if the Knicks strike a deal for Mitchell, they do seem to be best positioned to acquire him, at least at this time. In this case, the Knicks would reportedly be open to a deal with the Lakers for Russell Westbrook's expiring contract. Although bringing Randle back to LA, given the majority of his experience, it could be an intriguing option. While it will inevitably come at the cost of squandering more draft compensation on a hypothetical deal with the Knicks. Reports surrounding the Lakers have firmly maintained that the Lakers are unwilling to give up, even if it would quell the Westbrook saga and facilitate a way for the Lakers to unload his behemoth of a contract. And to be quite frank, it might now be the smartest move by Jeanie Buss and company to bring in a large contract like Randle's, even if it means parting ways with the ill-fitting Westbrook. Around this time last year, many teams would have jumped at the thought of potentially acquiring Randle through trade if he became available because of his excellent season. But that great season came in a contract year which gave Randle incentive to go out and produce his best. That's not to say that he isn't capable of that level of production again, because he is more than capable of it. But maybe the Knicks should have given it another year or two at the same output to give Randle a pay raise. If the Lakers can somehow get Randle for more of a bargain deal, they may look to entertain him. LeBron and AD have the option of bringing back a still young Randle and seeing how he gels with LeBron and AD. Remember, Randle has a year's experience playing alongside Anthony Davis already when he did it in 2018. Randle had a career-high 21 points and 34% three-point shooting in his lone season with the Pelicans at the age of 24. If trade rumors swirling around the Lakers and Kyrie Irving fall through, pursuing a trade for Randle, under the right circumstances, may be one of the next best options for the Lakers in terms of bringing in star talent and offloading Russ from the team. Would LeBron sign off on a deal for Randle? Because LeBron, according to recent reports, has no interest in playing with. For Russ in 2023, we can probably imagine that he'll welcome back Randle if it means a step in the right direction for a Lakers team that, at least for now, remains in the doldrums. The NBA is still in a holding pattern after KD's initial trade request has recently gone somewhat quiet. With KD being the clear biggest piece of this year's pool of available stars, teams like the Knicks and Lakers await the inevitable KD trade to see how it shapes the landscape of other teams. And of course, how it shapes their list of potential moves. Both LA, New York and Philadelphia are looking to restructure their rosters for the upcoming season. And as the start of the regular season inches closer, the Lakers are in go mode in the effort to make a title run next season and maximize the remaining years of LeBron's career. So what do you think about this trade? Do let us know in the comment section below and get a chance to win a brand new PS5. If you enjoyed watching the video, do like and share, and yes, don't forget to hit that notification bell. Thank you so much.